I will never forget the day I found out that I was HIV positive. It was on April 14th, 2006. Initially, my reaction was shock. I didn't know very much about HIV at the time, and I didn't even have an interpreter. I was living in New Mexico at the time, but now I'm living in Massachusetts. The first thing I asked was, how long do I have to live? I assumed that my life would be cut short. I learned that this was not the case. We can just continue to live healthy lives, like everyone else. I learned more about HIV by doing research online and talking with people in my community. Back then, information was mostly available via brochures, booklets, and printed materials, and wasn't easy to find. I didn't even know Facebook existed. I talked with a few of my friends who informed me of their HIV status, and I asked them for their advice. I was very secretive about it at the beginning, but by the end of the following year, I was completely open about it. How did I become more comfortable with my HIV status? Well, I made vlogs about my experience, which I shared on social media. I also shared what I had learned with people I encountered in person, and that became my daily go-to activity. I felt so much better after disclosing my HIV status publicly, and I've been outspoken ever since. How did I get support? Well, I was referred to New Mexico AIDS Services, and I joined an HIV support group with an ASL interpreter. I learned so much from the members of that group, and through it, I was able to connect with a lot of folks from other states as well. How has treatment changed for me over the years? Well, HIV treatment in general has changed a lot since 2006, and everyone has had different experiences. As for me, I learned that my CD4 count was around 270, which was very low. Healthy people have a CD4 count of around 500 to 1200 or above, and if you go below a CD4 count of 200, your diagnosis becomes AIDS. So my care team started treatment for me right away. My doctor prescribed an HIV medication called Atripla, which is 3 medications in one. At first, it was too much for me. It had strong side effects, including lucid dreams. So, we switched medication, and I'm currently taking Biktarvy, which is also a 3-in-1 pill. I have no side effects at all. The medications have just gotten better and better. There's also an injectable formulation now for some people, because taking a pill every day for life can be quite challenging for some. What do I think of PrEP? Well, a lot has changed since 2006. We now have a pill HIV-negative people can take to prevent HIV called PrEP, which stands for Pre-Exposure Prophylaxis. It's definitely a great solution for HIV-negative people who are in a relationship with an HIV-positive person, who are sexually active, or who are injecting drugs with other people who might have HIV. I do, however, encourage people to still use a condom when taking PrEP, because PrEP doesn't prevent other sexually transmitted infections or STIs. For this purpose, PrEP and condoms together are a great package. If I had known about PrEP back in 2006 and it was available, sure, I would have definitely taken it. Maybe we should time travel back to 2006. Kidding, of course. Anyway, some people that I've met are ambivalent about PrEP for various reasons, because they'd have to take it daily to be effective, they were concerned about insurance coverage, or they worried about side effects. I did, however, date someone who started using PrEP right away, with no regrets. There are other prevention measures out there now for HIV. To stop HIV, it's important to have an open conversation with your sexual partner or partners, or injection partners. Ask about HIV status ahead of time. Talk with your sex partners before things, start heating up. During sex, use condoms. If you're having sex and the condom breaks, or you're concerned about possible exposure, you can take PEP, which stands for post-exposure prophylaxis. That's a combination of medications an HIV-negative person would take less than 72 hours after possible exposure and continue taking every day for 28 days. PEP can help reduce the possibility of contracting HIV. As you now know, PrEP is a treatment you can discuss with your doctor before having sex. PEP is like an emergency pill you take after sex, within 3 days of exposure. The sooner, the better. U equals U means an HIV-positive person's HIV viruses are undetectable in their blood. Basically, there are much fewer HIV virus particles floating around in the body. It means the HIV-positive person will not transmit HIV to someone else through sex. It's a way to encourage those who are HIV-negative to understand that they can have safer and healthy sex with people who are positive but undetectable. It also helps to remove the stigma of having HIV, to remove the stigma of HIV-positive people being dirty. Attitudes must change. Dirty means you haven't showered for a while. It has nothing to do with being HIV positive. What would I want to tell someone who is just newly diagnosed? I think about what I would have wanted someone to tell me. I would say, if you are newly diagnosed, you are not alone. Not at all. Yes, it can be really hard to adjust. It'll take time, but it will get better. Most importantly, please remember, you are not a bad person just because you have HIV. Not at all. You can still live life to the fullest and flourish. HIV is just a virus that lives with you. HIV can't control your life, but you can control HIV and be healthy. If I could time travel back, I would tell that to my younger self. In that case, where do I sign up? Let's go.